the first woman pilot to fly with the Royal Navy's helicopter display team, is wowing the crowds at Bournemouth Air Show this weekend. She's taken up the lead role in the Black Cats team for just one season. Then she's back to the front line in Afghanistan. Forces News has spent the day with her.
Hi, good morning. I'm Lieutenant Becky Frater and I'm leader of the Black Cats helicopter display team, which is the official display team for the Royal Navy. Well, I've been in the Navy now nearly 4 years. Before that I was in the Army for 10 years. I'm employed flying the Lynx helicopter at 702 Squadron. I'm a qualified helicopter instructor on that squadron. But in my spare time, as a secondary duty effectively, I also lead the Royal Navy's helicopter display team, which is known as the Black Cats. I flown operationally the Army Lynx. This was in 2003 out in Iraq for 6 months, which actually, of my flying career, 14 years, was probably the most challenging, interesting and exciting flying that I did, and is, I think, true for all military pilots. You join to go on operations and use the skills that you've been taught for real. I am the first female Black Cat display pilot. In fact, I believe I'm the first female pilot to fly the Grey Lynx, although there are plenty of other female pilots in the Royal Navy. To be honest, the guys that I fly with, I'm just another instructor, just another pilot, so the novelty of a female thing went 14 years ago when I joined the military. Today is the first day of Bournemouth Air Show, and it's probably our biggest seaside show and certainly our local show, and one that we want to support the most. Busy day today because we've got not only the actual air show element this afternoon, but we've also got the press launch this morning. So we've been up early this morning from about 8 o'clock, as you know, doing radio interviews, which is common for BFBS and also for Solent FM. Managed to give them 2 radio interviews, and then this morning we've actually been airborne and doing the press launch for the Bournemouth Air Show. This afternoon we're doing the pairs display. It will include all sorts of manoeuvres, some of which become a bit of a trademark for the Black Cats. So, for example, the Canadian break, which is when one aircraft will break over the other, which looks quite impressive from crowd centre. We'll be looking to do several crossing wing overs at height. So again, everybody in the crowd can hopefully see those, with the illusion being that it looks like we're literally about to fly sort of pretty much into each other. Obviously we're not, there's a lateral separation, but that's the illusion. We'll be doing cyclic climbs just to illustrate the versatility of this excellent aircraft, the Lynx, and its agility. Nose overs, we'll be doing the carousel, which is basically 2 aircraft pointing nose to nose, turning around one spot. A move that we call a swing boat. This is always well received by the public, and that's pretty much 2 aircraft hovering in close proximity, backwards and forwards, and then obviously the final Canadian break to finish. In terms of the crowds, yeah, you are aware of the crowds, definitely when you fly in, but not to the point of distraction. You know, once you fly along the display line ready to display, you're concentrating quite hard on producing a safe display, clearly. It's only towards the end of the display, when you realise you're going to finish, and you have finished, then you can actually acknowledge and recognise the crowd that you've just displayed in front of, which is actually where the fun comes into it, to be fair. It doesn't stop there. Our main job really with the Black Cats is to promote the Royal Navy and the Fleet Air Arm. So once we've displayed, we'll be getting ourselves from the airport to the seafront, where the majority of the public obviously are enjoying the air show. We have a display stand there all set up where we're selling merchandise and trying to promote the Royal Navy's name, and we'll be standing on that stall with our engineers, trying to meet the public as much as possible. Yeah, unusually I'm only doing 1 year, normally you do 2. Next is actually not flying, unfortunately. I'll be taking out the cockpit for a year. In fact, it won't be a bad break, and I'm looking forward to going out on operations to Afghanistan and joining my army comrades back out there actually as a naval officer, and looking to do a land tour out in Afghanistan, which I'm very much looking forward to.
And you've done the army, you're doing the navy. When will you be in the RAF?
No, I won't. There's a lot of healthy banter between the 3 services, as you can probably imagine. The Army and Navy, I don't know, they're quite similar in many of their ethoses and their traditions and history. With the RAF, oh no, two's enough. A third would be too much. I'm happy just for the 2 wings badges, thank you.